beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
It's a robbery.
For anyone that hasn't heard your IFL TV interview yesterday with Johnny's dad, Big John, it's a bit of a Christmas cracker. Let's listen to a bit of it.
The way you and Spencer went over the top, I thought you were a serious journalist. You showed how incapable you are of actually reporting on
Johnny
a
win
proper
that fight, John?
He won the fight, yeah. I watched it back. He won round 1 to 4, round 10, and round 7, you could have called it for Johnny. So for you to say it was a robbery and disgusting...
I said I thought
Gareth, you was welcome in my house before. You'll never be welcome in my house again because I think you acted like a complete and utter disgrace. All right? And I'll tell you to your face, because I'm a man, I'm not holding back. Anyone can say they think Dave won the fight.
Yeah.
Dave's team themselves said it wasn't a robbery, and you're shouting out things like that. I've lost all respect for you. People used to tell me, don't respect Gareth Davis. I've said no,
well,
he's
that's
all right.
fine. That's fine.
Totally lost all respect.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, you go and have your dinner and we'll get on with the interview. Thanks, John.
Never come and see me again and
Thank
never
you.
ask for my advice in anything ever again.
I don't need your advice. Thank you very much.
Sir. You do, because you have not got a clue. And when I see you, I tell you. All right?
That's it. You've told me now.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Bush.
Merry Christmas to you, Dad.
Bloody hell. I was going to say Senior threw his toys out of the pram, but more appropriate would be for his spring rolls and his prawn balls out of his container. Johnny lost, man. He lost the fight. I think the Gad's trying to shake off that suck-up image. Stood his ground. Stood his ground there. Didn't back down. 10-8 round to the Gad. Did he tell him to go finish his dinner? And we'll finish the interview. The finishing salvo of Merry Christmas, Bush. Was on par with some Alexander USYK hand skills. Great wordplay. 10-8 round. Let's listen to it again.
Merry Christmas, Bush.
Boxing
beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
So it was announced in October that Tank, WBA lightweight champion, was supposed to defend his strap against the super featherweight champion of the same organization, Lamont Roach. That was scheduled for December the 14th. It was postponed, not cancelled, postponed because of issues with the venue. That's the reason that was given. Rearranged for the 1st of March 2025. Now Tank Davis is saying it's cancelled. That means kaputs. This was a Tank Davis Instagram post where he let us know. He announced the cancellation of the fight. Lamont Roach, I don't know if he's in denial or if he's got a different story. When he was asked if the fight is cancelled, he said, "The fuck y'all keep asking me for," he wrote on his Instagram story. He said, "That shit's not me. I'm locked in. It ain't changed." March the 1st, Brooklyn. And it's probably best he does keep training in case the fight is going ahead, or if he has to fight somebody else, maybe defend his 130-pound title, because surely the PBC owed a guy a fight. But I didn't believe the venue was an issue for when it was first postponed. People are speculating that the PBC have deep financial issues and their output and putting out shows. I think that answers that question. Tank also, he's going through a lot. Perhaps he's not getting the money he believes he's due from the PBC. Then he was talking about him wanting to do therapy, release some of the anger issues, but he believes if he does therapy, it's going to take away his edge from him being a boxer. So what's next for Tank is the question.
Boxing
beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Next week. Okay, no. F that. You want to talk about that?
Okay, guys.
I had to call PBC and tell them if we didn't take the VADA test, that we're going to cancel the whole fight. Because you guys didn't want to test.
David Benavidez looks fired up for the 1st of February clash with David Morrell at 175. And there's a lot of suspicion on David Morrell. It might not be justified, but one of his former opponents, Senna Adbeko, had this to say.
Gotta talk about a guy that you really just don't like too much.
I don't like him at all. Yes.
Yeah, David Morrell. The fight that you had with him last year in December, you had like a ton of issues with him and his team with the whole like not testing thing. So how do you feel about him as a fighter? Do you think he is trying to juice when it comes to his fight with David Benavidez? And how do you see that fight playing out, man?
The audio was pretty inaudible. So there's basically the issue with the MRI. They were trying to say that Adbeko had issues with his MRI and like they're running him through the ringer with that. I don't know where the first venue was where the fight was going to be held, but apparently Agbeko went to see another doctor and he said the MRI, there is no issue with the MRI. He's cleared to fight. But by this time, the original location said Agbeko can't fight in the States. They put the bout in Minneapolis, where the commission said there's no requirement for VADA testing. David Morrell's team haven't come back to debunk the guy.
They took the fight to Minnesota. Essentially, they refused to test. And I brought up the issue with the commission. I was just told that the state of Minnesota does not require testing, and so they are not going to test.
Agbeko was blown out in 2 rounds, December 2023. Calvin Henderson, another victim of David Morrell, he was stopped in the 4th round in June 2022. Here's what he had to say.
I'm not the only one that says it, but I'm going to tell my side of the story. So I got contacted to fight David Morrell. It had to be in 2022 in June for the WBA World title. On Showtime, I was co-main event in Minnesota, his second home. So the day of the weigh-ins, I'm signing my paperwork for everything, and WBA has paperwork saying that we will be drug tested tomorrow before the fight starts. I signed the paperwork. He signed his paperwork. Boom, bam. It's pretty normal, pretty standard, especially for a world title, especially from WBA, who's been around for years. I think WBA was actually the first sanctioning body in professional boxing. You know what I mean? And so we get to the fight night. This is June 4th, I believe, on Saturday. And I go to my locker room. I get there. I sit down in my locker room. I got to pee, man. I'm going to go ahead and get my piss test over with now. So I call commission and tell them, hey, call the WBA so they can come over here. I can do my drug test. I hear him talking on walkie-talkie. She goes, he doesn't. Oh, well, what do you mean? I'm like, what? That's weird. So then the WBA representative comes upstairs to my locker room and go like, hey, so about the drug test, don't worry about it. We forgot to order it, so don't worry about it. I go, wait, hold on. No. I signed paperwork yesterday to begin drug testing. Now I am worried about it. Where is it at? She's like, oh, no, it's just okay. We just forgot it. I said, no, we got to figure this shit out right now. So she goes, well, the best we can do is order it now, and they'll be here for after the fight. I go, like, I bet. That's fine with me. Long as drug testing, I'm cool. So the fight happens. We all know what happened in that fight, man. But I go back to the locker room, and guess what? No drug test. No drug test at all, man. So if we go fight for a world title, and I signed paperwork for this world title list, and there's no drug test. And it wouldn't be weird if I didn't talk to 2 other people who also fought the same opponent, David Morrell, and the exact same thing happened. They get to the locker room, and there's no drug test to get to order the test. It happened, everybody I know that fought him. And so I think it's very unethical in this big major world sanctioning body, and they forget to order the test.
So basically, David Morrell became WBA regular champion in his 3rd fight in 2020. You know what's weird? He won it in his 3rd fight, but in his next fight after defeating Lennox Allen, he has a non-title fight in Los Angeles, not defending his belt. Then he comes back to Minneapolis, defending his belt. 5 defenses consecutively in Minneapolis. He does defend in the T-Mobile in Las Vegas in his 6th defense. And obviously you heard what Senator Agbeko said about Minneapolis not requiring testing. And in David's last fight, he looked like absolute trash against Hot Rod on the undercard of Terence Crawford Madrimov in Los Angeles. The Hot Rod fight was for the bag. Now, I'm not going to suggest that he didn't juice because he was outside of his Minneapolis comfort zone because he knew there may have been stringent testing. And that's why he looked shit. So he basically had a lot of them WBA title defenses in Minneapolis where they don't require testing. A WBA champion, regular or not. You're supposed to test if you're a WBA champion. VADA testing is a requirement. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. I had to block someone the other day because it's just Conor Benn and it's been Conor Benn. So as well as the mainstream media in Britain just riding this story of one boxer into the ground, right? When there's all these other stories in the UK, Europe, America, anywhere else you want to go with it. I'm not going to allow you to crucify one boxer. Every time I bring up serious issues on PEDS, there's a few people who would deliberately overlook it because all they want to do is talk about Conor Benn and nothing else. But these are the ones who pretend they're so concerned about safety in boxing. Nah, all they care about is demonizing Conor Benn. I want to big up Sports Chat with Matt. and YSM Sports Media. Sub to their channels.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
Well, that's not a gimme yet.
No, it's a tough fight. Oh, it's not made yet.
Well, there's a few things that we're still quick to jump out of the blocks. One, I want via the drug testing. Don't know if that's been agreed yet, So
the March the 7th NATASHA Jonas-Lauren Price fight has not been signed, according to Joe Gallagher. And the way he was smiling with Eddie Hearn, who I thought he hated, it looked like he was weighing up his options, see if he could play both sides of the fence, Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom, and see what a better deal was. And the better deal, obviously, is to get that Katie Taylor fight. Hey, you heard me tearing into the 14th of December card, where they had Lauren Price and NATASHA fighting separate fights. Let's build it up. You don't need to build that fight up. The gene pool in women's boxing is not that competitive where it needs to be built up. Lauren Price and NATASHA Jonas are elite women boxers. It doesn't need to be built up. Whatever that fight is worth in March next year will be the same price it's worth this December. I have a feeling it was down to NATASHA Jonas. Why it didn't happen this month? She wanted to weigh up her options. Tasha is not going to be used as a stepping stone. She's not no idiot. There's a savvy Liverpool lass. Her manager/coach, Joe Gallagher, not my favourite person, but he's not a mug. Neither of them are mugs. You're not just going to use up NATASHA Jonas as a stepping stone unless you're paying for the pleasure. So December was an opportunity for Tasha to get rid of the ring rust and get some Christmas money. And now she's weighing up her next move. And there's some issue with the drug testing, according to Joe Gallagher in that audio, and it's not signed. Eddie Hearn said, well, if you take the Lauren Price fight and the Katie Taylor fight, that's off the table. So, kind of like he was trying to screw with Joe's mind, but I'm not shocked we're in this position here at all. And if you follow the channel, you would have heard, before the 14th of December, me tearing that card apart. And the main reason was for matching Lauren Price and NATASHA Jonas in separate fights. Why wasn't it happening now? It just doesn't make sense. So no, I'm not shocked at all that it's not signed.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
It was unfair effing. I bossed the fight on the front foot all night. You can't get nothing in these countries. More xenophobic rambling from Tyson Fury. He didn't bust the fight on the front foot at all. This was a man who came in the ring at 281 with a 55-pound weight advantage. There was not one period of the fight where he had USYK pinned against the ropes and sustained the attack. It was Tyson Fury breaking off the exchanges, scared to get countered with that right hook or that left down the pipe. Did you see when Tyson Fury got caught with a clean shot, flailing his arms, hoping he wouldn't get caught with the follow-up, trying to tie up and smother? I remember Tyson Fury talking about David Haye and others in the time when Klitschko was reigning, and he was accusing them of being happy just to go the distance, be happy about it. He said he'd rather be sparked out, going all out to win. And I'm not saying he just went the distance against USYK, but he didn't put it all on the line. He really didn't, and we all saw it. And Frank Warren is having a worse meltdown than Tyson Fury, talking about the media and everyone should understand that Tyson is bipolar. So when he comes out saying stuff like, you can't get a decision in these countries and all of the other crap he's saying because he can't take his L, just has to be said. Both him and Tyson are looking like a couple of lames, really. Take your L.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
I do want to take this topic to a live debate. I really do. Big up Kieran Mulvaney and Boxing Scene. They have compiled the 10 best heavyweights so far in the 21st century. Number 10, Chris Bird. Number 9, Andy Ruiz. Number 8, Joseph Parker. Number 7, Deontay Wilder. 6, Anthony Joshua. 5, Tyson Fury. 4, Lennox Lewis. 3, Vitaly Klitschko. 2, Vladimir Klitschko. 1, Alexander Usyk. Now, a lot of people are getting bent out of shape because Lennox is at number 4 and they think he should be number 1. But most of Lennox's body of work was done in the 90s. That's why he's at number 4. And there's some people saying, he should be at number 1. If you're going to put him in at number 4 because most of his good wins were in the 90s, don't put him in the list at all. But that doesn't make sense, because if it was another list of all-time great heavyweights, Lennox would be ahead of everybody in this 21st century list. It's a list. That's what it is. Relevant to the category of the list, the 21st century. Time constraints, I'm not going to let the video go on and on and on forever. I was wondering, do the likes of Andy Ruiz get in above Daniel Dubois? Has he got a better body of work than Daniel Dubois, beating Anthony Joshua once and Joshua got it back? I don't know. He had a close loss to Joseph Parker, who's ranked at number 8. I think some people are going to be aggrieved that Deontay Wilder is ranked below Anthony Joshua, but is accurate and correct on resume alone. Joshua got the better bodies, way better resume than Deontay. And then there's 6 and 5, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. It would be interesting if that's both their next fights. If Anthony Joshua can topple Tyson Fury, does he go above him on the list? And here's the thing, they've got Fury above AJ. AJ still has more title defenses than Tyson Fury. But let's save it for the debate. This is going to be a great debate. That's what I feel.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
This hangout is either going to happen tonight or Christmas night. And before I check out, I want to ask this question. Vladimir Klitschko had 23 world title defenses. Alexander Usyk has had 4. And all of Vlad's work, his world title defenses, has been in the 21st century. What do you think about that?
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.